Welcome back everyone, this is Carlos or Acid Glow. We are back on Aliens, Fireteam Elite with another build guide. This time I will cover the Technician class. This build that I use is good for intense difficulty, but it's very effective for standard difficulty with one minor change. Let's start off with some good primary weapons on this class. From the time I spent using the Technician, I have grown very fond of the Kramer 50 Magnum. It hits really hard and is good for long range. Enemies have more health on intense difficulty, so you want that initial shot to have high impact. The attachments I'm using are Vented Flash Hider. It provides a 25% boost to weak point damage and an additional plus 5% increase to range on hit for 3 seconds. This effect can stack up to 5 times. The next one is Extended Magazine, which gives you plus 25% increase to magazine capacity, so we can shoot more rounds before we need to reload. And it has a 10% stability on hit for 3 seconds. This effect stacks up to 4 times. The last attachment is Green Dot Sight. It gives you another plus 20% boost to weak point damage and plus 30% to effective range. The bonus perks you can unlock will increase accuracy and effective range. The last perk gets you more range and bonus damage for 5 seconds on reload. If you're good at getting headshots, this weapon will get you some good damage. It's a nice weapon to use, but you do have other choices. If you want something with a little more ammo in the magazine but with around half the damage of the Magnum, you can try the Type 95 Combat Pistol. It's a single shot weapon with not much recoil. It has a higher magazine but lower damage, so you need more shots to take down a target. The 4 bonus perks increase the stats on stability and fire rate. The last perk gets bonus fire rate and stability on shot. The effect stacks 5 times and resets on reload. The first attachment I use is Vented Flash Hider. It increases my weak point damage by plus 25%. With a bonus perk of plus 5% range on hit for 3 seconds. This effect can stack up to 5 times. Second attachment is Extended Magazine. I get 25% more magazine capacity and plus 10% stability on hit for 3 seconds. This effect stacks up to 4 times. The last attachment is Hybrid Sight. It improves my accuracy by 30% and weak point damage by 20%. The last primary weapon that did very well for me on intense difficulty is the Rapid Responder Riot Gun. It has automatic fire and it shoots in a spread pattern. The rate of fire is pretty good as well. The unlockable perks will give bonuses to accuracy, fire rate, stumble chance, and even more fire rate that stacks per projectile that hits. By now you can tell I love specific attachments that increase weak point damage and effective range. So let's put on Precision Break on this one for the first attachment. Then let's attach the Drum Magazine, which increases the magazine capacity by 20% and max ammo by 20%. It has a bonus perk of plus 25% reload speed when the magazine is empty, so use all your shots in the magazine to get that effect. Last attachment is Hybrid Sight. It will boost my accuracy by 30% and weak point damage by 20%. You can see the rate of fire is really fast on this weapon. The spread pattern gives multiple hits. It seems good for close to mid-range combat. The reload speed is also pretty quick. So it's a weapon I think can do pretty well for a lot of missions that don't rely on long-range combat. Now let's talk about your secondary weapons. And here's where you have a little more freedom. There are a few weapons that I tested out on intense difficulty that are pretty good for range, damage, fire rate, and clip size. These are the 4 that I recommend. The first one is the M37A3 Pump Shotgun. The bonus perks up to level 4 are increases to reload time and plus 1 bonus projectile. Also, enemies take an additional 0.36% damage on hit for 5 seconds. This effect stacks per projectile that hits. There's a total of around 13 projectiles that are released when you fire the weapon. These are the attachments I run on this weapon. Precision Break that increases weak point damage by 20% and effective range by 30%. Overloaded rounds that give me plus 15% magazine capacity so I can fire off more rounds before I need to reload. It also has a bonus perk of triggering a small thermal explosion on weak point hits. 5% hit damage within a 2.5 meter radius. Last attachment is Hybrid Sight. I get 30% more accuracy and 20% more weak point damage. The thermal explosion triggers very often. Considering how large the Xenomorph's heads are, it's a very consistent perk. The reload animation has to put in every shell into the shotgun, but you can shoot in between each round that is reloaded, just in case you need to defend yourself before completing the full reload animation. The Type 21 tactical shotgun is also pretty good. It has a decent rate of fire and damage. The bonus perks are increases to reload time, stability, reload speed, and range on kill for 3 seconds. This effect stacks 5 times. My first attachment is Precision Break, which gives me 20% more weak point damage and 30% effective range. Next attachment is Alloyed Magazine. It gives me 25% more reload speed and 25% more magazine capacity. Last attachment is Green Dot Sight. I get 20% increase to weak point damage and 30% more effective range. It's a decent shotgun when you get the right attachments and bonus perks. The entire clip magazine is reloaded in one animation, so no matter if you have 1 shot or 3 shots remaining, a single reload will fill the entire clip. The last shotgun that was useful on intense difficulty is the Type 76 Auto Shotgun. The bonus perks will increase reload time, fire rate, and additional 1% fire rate on kill for 3 seconds, and it stacks 5 times. I use these attachments: Precision Break for 20% more weak point damage and 30% more effective range. Alloyed Magazine, which gives me 25% more reload speed and 25% more magazine capacity. Last attachment is Hybrid Sight, which improves my accuracy by 30% and weak point damage by 20%. This shotgun has a large clip size and it can unload the entire clip in a matter of seconds. It is, after all, an auto shotgun, so it allows you to hold down the button and fire continuously. If you like what you see, then try the shotgun out. It's a beast with a high rate of fire and large clip size. If you have a gunner class on your team, the auto shotgun becomes even more powerful, as the gunner's ability to increase your rate of fire will give you a huge boost in DPS. But if you're playing on intense difficulty, try to only approach an enemy during a knockdown or stun animation, then have the gunner class activate his ability and you just unload all your ammo very fast. Something that's common between most shotguns is the spread of each shot is wider if you hip fire, but when you aim down your sights, the shots are more concentrated into a smaller radius, so it's always best to aim down sights on a target that is within range. This way, you get the most out of every projectile that is fired from your shotgun. The fourth weapon I would recommend for the second slot is the Type 99 Incinerator Flamethrower. The bonus perks it unlocks up to level 4 will increase fuel efficiency, stability, fire rate. The last perk gives you even more fire rate and stability on hit for 5 seconds. This effect stacks 5 times. The first attachment I have is Flywheel Chamber. It grants me 30% to stability and 2% damage on hit for 3 seconds. This effect stacks 5 times. Next attachment is the Hybrid Sight, which improves my accuracy by 30% and weak point damage by 20%. Last attachment is the Polygonal Rifling. It increases my fire rate by 20% and a 50% chance on hit. Enemies take an additional 10% damage for 5 seconds. This effect can only occur once every 15 seconds. It seems to have some very good range and damage on the aliens. Combine it with your charged coils to make it more effective. But even without the coils helping you, it's still a pretty good choice against the aliens. The only downside is this weapon hurts your teammates a lot on intense difficulty or higher, so be very careful if your team is nearby. It's a good weapon, but damn, that friendly fire really burns. Like all other classes, the Technician has 3 abilities. Let's talk about the first one. You can deploy a turret directly in front of you. It automatically targets and fires at enemies. When you're ready to move on, you can pick up the turret. Using this method, we'll have a very low cooldown timer. The turret can be placed on top of boxes, crates, or small ledges you can reach to. If you're too far from your turret, you can reclaim it by using a button from long range. However, the cooldown is going to be much higher using this method. Only use this when you know there are no enemies around for a short while. This is the basic turret on intense difficulty. The runner aliens alone have too much health for the turret. Even with other mods applied, it still has a hard time keeping up. The basic turret has burst fire, long range but low damage, so it's best used on standard difficulty or lower. It's really just a way of introducing you to the turret when you start playing the game. The basic turret will be good on standard difficulty because the enemies don't have much health, so you can take them down from a long distance. The incinerator turret is really good on intense difficulty. You deploy a more durable turret in front of you, which sprays flames at enemies that get close to it. It has less range than the standard turret, but a good rate of fire, and the fire damage is really effective on the aliens. You can see that it's able to keep up with a pack of runner aliens by itself on intense difficulty. The last variation you can use is the heavy turret. You deploy a heavy turret that deals massive damage, but at a reduced fire rate. Since most levels have packs of aliens, the heavy turret is not a good choice for these situations. You can assist your turret with your own weapons, but the point here is you want a turret that is helpful to your situation. So if the heavy turret cannot keep up with large groups of aliens, what is it good for? The heavy turret is useful on single targets that remain stationary. Synthetics are those types of enemies. Even if they do change their position around sometimes, they still do not move as often or as fast as a pack of runner aliens do. When you get to a mission with synthetics, the heavy turret is going to help you out. Just don't rely on it as your only source of damage. The turret is supposed to assist you with extra firepower. And here's one final tip about the turret. When it starts to spark a little or even a lot, it's about to get destroyed, and the cooldown is equal to when you recall the turret from long range. To avoid this cooldown, just pick up your damaged turret and place it back there. This way it spawns with full health again. Another ability the technician can use is the charged coils. You start off with 3 of them. You toss a device that lodges itself into your target or a surface and unleashes directed electrical shocks in the area, damaging enemies and reducing their movement speed. This is great to slow enemies down a bit, giving your team more time to change their position or to do damage on targets. If you throw the charged coil into an enemy, it gets stuck on their body, and they bring that area of effect with them as they move, so it becomes a moving charged coil in some sense. The charged coils cannot be picked up after you throw them, they just have a cooldown timer. The last ability we can look at is cross-platform synergy. Allies standing near your turret take 10% less damage. When you stand near a turret, it regenerates 5% of its HP every second. I'm not sure if this second ability works, as it's just faster to pick up your turret and replant it again with full health. You have to be within a certain range of the turret to get access to the cross-platform synergy ability. It's not that big of a radius, but it's manageable. It's really meant to give some players a benefit for staying near a turret. You don't always have to use this, but it does help when it kicks in. Now we can go over the technician grid I have set up. Force multiplier 4 will increase the damage of an ability by 22%. Force multiplier 3 will increase the damage of an ability by another 18%. Compatibility matrix. While this ability is active, you deal 10% more damage. It stacks up to 3 times. There seems to be almost no range limit on this mod. You see my turret? It's way back there, and I'm over here. Once the turret is deployed, the mod becomes active. Then we have scalable machine learning. When your turret kills an enemy, gain 10% reload speed and stability. This effect can stack up to 5 times. You'll know this perk is active when a green turret icon appears on your screen. This is to confirm the turret got the kill. Strategic tactics. You get 10% stun recovery, 20% debuff duration, and 20% turret health. Dynamic Delivery Systems. Your turret now fires 10% faster and deals 25% more damage to armor. I'm using the Incinerator turret because I'm going through some alien levels right now, but change this to the Heavy turret when you go to levels with a lot of synthetics. These are the mods I have on the Charged Coils. Quick Charge 4 increases the recharge speed of an ability by 22%. Quick Charge 3 increases the recharge speed of an ability by another 18%. Disruptive Technology. Charged Coils also reduce the damage dealt by affected enemies by 25%. Rapid Deployment increases the recharge speed of an ability by 20%. If you're missing any weapons, attachments, or mods, just head over to Sergeant Park in the Armory. You can buy what you need from him. Just keep playing the game and use some challenge cards that give you more credits in return. And that's the end of the guide. I hope this helps you learn the Technician class and prepares you for intense difficulty. Please leave a like on the video, and if you want to see more guides like this, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.